Καλησπέρα σας, καλοί φίλοι τηλεθεατές. Καλώς ορίσατε στην εκπομπή μας Faces, πρόσωπα. Να μου επιτρέψετε να πω ένα μεγάλο ευχαριστώ στον χορηγό μας, τον κύριο Μελή Ούρη και την οικογένειά του, στους δύο οίκους ευγυρίας, Αναστάσια Lodge και Autumn Gardens. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για την στήριξη πάντοτε. Και σήμερα δεν έχω φιλοξενούμενο, έχω μάλλον πιο πολλούς φιλοξενούμενους, αλλά να μου επιτρέψετε να πω ότι θα φύγουμε από το στούντιο, θα ταξιδέψουμε σε ένα πολύ όμορφο μέρος εκτός Λονδίνου, παρακαλώ, όπου εκεί θα συναντήσουμε τους συνομιλητές μας. Ένα πολύ ενδιαφέρον θέμα έχουμε σήμερα. Θα δείτε σε λίγο, θα ασχοληθούμε, κυρίες και κύριοι, με σαλιγκάρια, καραόλους στα κυπριακά. Πάμε. Βρισκόμαστε σε αυτό το πολύ όμορφο πεδίο εδώ, αυτή την ωραία φυσική ομορφιά, αυτά τα δέντρα, το οξυγόνο, το καθαρό, και αναρωτιέστε φυσικά. Είμαι με το εξωτερικό συνεργείο του Hellenic TV και ήρθαμε εδώ γιατί έχουμε ένα πολύ όμορφο θέμα να σας θίξουμε σήμερα. Λοιπόν, θα προσπαθήσω να σας περάσω μέσα σε αυτό το πολύ όμορφο, όπως το βλέπετε, πώς να το ονομάσουμε, είναι σε μια φάρμα αυτό το πολύ όμορφο σχέδιο εδώ, του οποίου θα εξηγήσουμε τις λεπτομέρειες λίγο πιο ύστερα, και κρύβει κάτι αυτό. Τι κρύβει? Καραόλους. Κρύβει καραόλους, σαλιγκάρια. Θέλετε να πάμε μέσα? Πάμε. Βρεθήκαμε εδώ σήμερα, όπως βλέπετε, είμαστε σε ένα πολύ όμορφο μέρος, εδώ, πράσινο, και αν δείτε απευθείας εδώ πέρα είναι η καραόλη. Η καραόλη, the snails, και τα οποία, όπως ακούτε και στις διαφημίσεις που γίνονται τώρα, θα μπουν στην αγορά πολύ σύντομα. Ήρθαμε εδώ σήμερα γιατί θέλουμε να συναντήσουμε τους ιδρυτές και τους ανθρώπους οι οποίοι ασχολούνται με αυτό το εμπόρευμα, με αυτό το φαγόσιμο, το οποίο νομίζω θα γίνει ανάρπαστο. Θέλω να μιλήσω στα αγγλικά τώρα, γιατί νομίζω είναι ώρα να μιλήσουμε με τους δύο που ασχολούνται με αυτή την παραγωγή, ιδιαίτερα ο Γιώργος, ο οποίος τον είχαμε γνωρίσει μέσα από την τηλεόραση, μέσα από την συνέντευξη που είχαμε, Γιώργο μου, πολύ έτσι ενδιαφέρον το θέμα, πάρα πολύ ενδιαφέρον, αλλά σήμερα έχουμε και τον συνεργάτη σου, τον David εδώ, ο οποίος είναι το τεχνικό μέρος, στηρίζει το τεχνικό μέρος. Έτσι, για να δώσουμε περισσότερες πληροφορίες, more information about this product, I like to speak to you first, George, and then I come back and speak to David as well. So, give me the history of this.
First of all, welcome to our operation in this very beautiful part of Buckinghamshire. As you can see, it's a very lush environment, and this is our operation, Les Cargots UK. It is, as I explained to you on our previous interview on the Hellenic TV, that it was a crazy idea initially, but eventually, after a lot of research and a little bit guts, people thought I was crazy, but
because I know, because you were a soldier, and you have to dare to win.
Yes, correct. Yes, as I was in Special Forces, that was our motto: "Who dares wins." So I decided to go ahead and to create this, and of course, I've got two more partners in the business, great people that they're behind me 101%. And also invaluable help from my dear friend and assistant David. He's my technical director on the business, and he's the brain behind of technicalities and whatever comes into mechanical nature.
Okay, I like to, if you don't mind, let me just go nearer to David, because David, earlier on you were explaining to me about how you build this.
Of course.
Give us all the details about.
So the polytunnel is supplied by a company in the north of England, and it arrives here on site on a big truck. It's an enormous kit. So the first thing we have to do is to mark out the land. Because each of the foundation pieces are set in concrete, and there's I think 32 foundation pieces, tubes, that have to be set in concrete. That in itself takes a good few days.
Okay.
And then between me and George, we assemble the hoops which make up the structure, the backbone of the polytunnel. And between the two of us, it's a two-man job. We have to apply a little bit of force to get the tube assemblies into position, and then it's a lot of work on ladders, because we have to then brace the tubes with horizontal reinforcers. Once the basic structure is assembled, the next big challenge is getting the plastic cover on top, because this polytunnel is 90 feet long. It's the largest commercial polytunnel that the company, the supplier, can provide. But to get this amount of plastic over the top of the framework was a four-man job. Fortunately, we had a couple of guys that were excellent working on ladders, and between the four of us, we got the plastic cover on top.
Okay.
Then it's several days, more work, because it has to be secured, the plastic has to be secured. So there's lots of hammering and wooden battens and nails and screws. And eventually, once the structure's in place, we also then have to organise the water sprinkling system.
Okay.
And the big challenge was, where is the nearest water? Fortunately, here on the farm, there was mains water about 50 metres away.
Okay.
But we had to create a new water line from a junction point and bring it into the polytunnel. And then we had to build the gardens. What you see where the snails are living now, these are actually timber modules. So they have to be prefabricated outside and brought in. So each module is 4.8 metres long and 2 metres wide. So we build these and we lay them on the ground and create a raised bed where we start initially to grow beautiful vegetation. The water sprinklers are important because the seeds need water to grow. And in parallel, the last year's stock of reproductors. These are snails from last year. They start to breed because it's springtime and they've woken up from hibernation and they want to mate and lay eggs. And then it's George's job to collect all the eggs very delicately and put them into a nice place to basically incubate.
Okay. Let me just go to George and asking you, George, how you do this? I mean, the eggs. How you find the eggs? How big are the eggs, and how you collect them, and what do you do exactly?
Yes, everything takes place inside a controlled environment of temperature, humidity, and light. We follow, as I said in our previous interview, the French model, and we want to be in control how much we can produce, because we don't want to overcrowd the location, because overcrowding is not kind to the snail. It brings diseases and also inhibits their growth. Now for the eggs, as I said, the reproducers, when they start waking up, we give them a specialized Hellenic food, the best you can find in the market. It's French brand, again, and that type of feed stimulates them, gives them growth, because they have woken up from hibernation, and gives them the strength that they need. And of course, in combination with the humidity and the warmth, we trick them. They feel that it's summer or spring and it's time for mating, and they start mating naturally. And we have put them in special tables that we have also pots, small the garden pots full of topsoil, and the snails naturally go find it and they dig burrows and they lay their eggs there. And the time we see the eggs, the snails that they're dug inside the little pot, my job is to pick them up and keep them in a separate room where they will come out naturally, and I know these have laid eggs, and I'm not mixing them with the ones that they expect to produce eggs, at least, and then I just take the pots, turn them upside down, and there are clusters. Maybe our viewers, especially the ladies that they are doing a lot of gardening, they have seen in their pots small clusters, white clusters of eggs. That is snail eggs, and they call them the white pearls or the white caviar. It's a very well sought delicacy, extremely expensive, because it's very, very delicate, very difficult to process it, takes a lot of time, and it has a very, very short lifespan. So, but the culinary experts and the big chefs love them. So part of these eggs goes to that section. But for us, we are more, as I said, a producing farm. So our first aim is to produce this beautiful stock that we've got. As you can see, the meat is beautifully white and fleshy and is absolutely delicious, as you will testify, you will experience later on. Now, for the eggs, the moment we pick them up is me in a spoon and a little stick. I have to separate all the dirt, and the cluster, I keep it as much as possible together and put them in containers, and then mark the time, the date when I collect them, and then I keep them in special incubators in a steady temperature around 20 degrees. The snail requires the egg in order to mature, to hatch. Requires approximately 320 degrees in total of heat. So if they give him 20 degrees a day, so that means in 16 days we have already the first hatchlings. And as David mentioned, these beds, these lush gardens, they're already half-meter plus, and they contain absolutely a perfect combination of all the vital minerals and ingredients that a newly born snail needs in order to grow. And they are tiny, they are minute, they are a little bit bigger than, I would say, the head of a pin. Yeah. And when you lay them here, you open the lid and they let them free. We don't put our hands on at all. They escape by themselves on their own, convenience. And then they disappear. You don't see them anywhere. And I was thinking actually, and I was saying to David, I think they're dead, or I think they've gone, we lost them. Yeah. And eventually, slowly, we see small little holes on the leaves. And if you go really on your knees and you look and you search, you will find them. They're protected under the foliage. It's natural. It's a natural progression, a natural, action. And eventually, they need at least 2 full weeks to be free, in order, because when they grow, when they hatch, the first thing they eat is earth. So their stomachs, their guts carry microorganisms and different other stuff that it needs to come out. Yeah. So that's why we allow them first to eat all the greens, and then after the week 2 or 3, we will introduce the juvenile feed. Okay. Also, Helinov, and it's a very, very finely cut and grounded feed that is palatable and easy for the new babies to start eating them. And of course, that it moves us to the next stage, that is, for the juveniles. They become now young babies and start moving around, and you see them more and more on the vegetation.
Okay. So how long took you both to build this? I mean, and to have how many thousands of snails you have already?
Well, we supposed to start first week of January, but due to other commitments, we were forced, and also the lack of availability from our polytunnel supplier to supply us on time. They are extremely busy. Yeah. We were delayed by 2 months, and that is now a domino effect. All our operations are coming 2 months delayed. Yeah. You're supposed to be here actually beginning of August or maybe end of July normally. But regardless, we are in a good place because Britain has the perfect weather for this, so it doesn't really affect us. Now, the polytunnel arrived here mid of February, and then we started the reproduction on the 1st of March, and at the same time we started building the polytunnel. And the polytunnel took us about a month between the two of us to set it up from scratch. And don't forget, we didn't work full time because we have other jobs and we have other responsibilities and commitments. So that was in a part-time basis and few hours here and there. And the first hatchlings, the first eggs came up 1st of April, and the first that they came out, 1st of May, and the first hatchlings we put out in the parks, it was 1st of June.
Good. So the product is ready, and you are looking for, people to promote this, and at the same time to be able to have it for sale for the ones they love to eat them. So where we stand as far as this is concerned?
Yes, we have made a very good deal with a wholesaler in central London, and he is a very good asset to our company, and we have a very good working relationship and good understanding. Don't forget, we have approximately 200,000, maybe 230,000 pieces to give to people. And of course, it's a joy to have this beautiful product. But as I mentioned to you on our previous televised interview, my purpose is not the finance aspect. For me, is to educate the people, because I believe that this is an alternative new product that is very badly misunderstood, or people have their own misconceptions about this product. In reality, it is something that the old people, the older generations, prior to the Second World War, actually here in England, they were eating them. It was part of the diet. But somehow it has, changed. The public has changed, their opinion. And also, there is a misconception that a lot of times people think that it's very expensive. For instance, you go to a restaurant and you will see 6 pieces for £12 upwards. For 6 pieces. Of course, we don't sell them for that price, but they have business that they have to run, and also they go according to their operational costs. And of course, as you can see, in order, as David explained, the amount of time that it took us to set it up, and in a daily basis to maintain them, to keep them alive, with the water, the electricity, all the feed, to go abroad to get the feed, because you cannot, especially since the Brexit, that is the cat among the pigeons, that it's impossible to bring livestock from Europe without a lot of regulations, a lot of paperwork. It's a labyrinth. Before it was very easy, now it is not. So if people have the misconception, this product is very expensive, think again, it's not. Because you cannot compare, let's say I come from Greece, the cost of living of Greece with the cost of living of England. A packet of cigarettes in Greece costs only €5. Here it costs £13. We talk about different. An hour of work in Greece is €4 to €5, maybe €6 an hour. Here is £15 an hour. So you cannot make comparisons. So if people feel it's expensive, then they don't know what they're really missing. And I think there is a big misconception.
Okay, George and David, I think, George, you prepare something for us. And
oh, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to test it.
Oh, yes.
And shall we go and, have a taste?
Of course.
I just wanted to point out that now that the water has been on, the snails have come out.
Are they?
Yeah, they're all stretching out.
Oh, yes. Okay. They want to move around.
Yeah, they've been washed and they feel.
That's all right.
Very.
And then when the sun comes out, it's going to be. We have to take them and eat them. Cook them and eat them.
Well, that's that end of the polytunnel for that experience.
Okay, let's go and have a taste.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. nice and tasty.
Βάλει φρέσκια ντομάτα, μπράβο.
Αυτή τη στιγμή τους δίνουμε την ημερήσια τους τροφή. Είναι το τελειωτικό, is the last section, let's say, the last stage of their development. That's why we give them the pellets, and this is the Hellenic croissant. And they will help themselves, and one pellet is more or less enough for 2 snails, I would say, enough food. There are different types of feed. When we wake them up from hibernation, we give them the tonus, that gives them a lot of energy and desire to start reproducing. Then is a juvenile, that is very, very finely ground feed, perfect for the babies to start getting introduced into the dry feed. And afterwards we use the security after 40 days, and we use the security for in total for 120 days, and the last 30 days we use this. So all in all, the production is on the cycle is about 150-160 days.
So the snails are contained in our gardens, and this surrounded by this electric fence. You will see here 4 stainless steel braids, and these are powered from the control unit, which is over here in the corner. If I show you the control unit, this is mains feed into the polytunnel, and the control unit is provided from Hellenic in France. This gives us a 28 volt supply up these cables and drop down into each of the 3 gardens. It's connected here with a junction box, and every adjacent, well, each adjacent metal braid carries 28 volts, and that's enough to keep the snails contained. We have to clean the braids every week or so because there's a build-up of debris, and it's best to keep them very clean. So there is also an illumination light that shows that the fences are active. On each of the gardens there is this illumination LED that shows us that the whole system is working. It's extending out because it's wet and moist, and they're looking for food. And the water sprinklers, it softens the pellets and it's easier to digest. So they're getting quite active now. You'll always see in nature that snails are more visible in gardens after it's rained. After it's rained, you'll see snails.
Water them.
That's called the aspersum maxima. So it's very big. But according to George, it also has liver and some intestines that has to be cut off before you cook it. Yeah. These, not.
όπως είδατε και είμαι σίγουρος να απολαύσατε όλη αυτή την διαδικασία, το ταξίδι που κάναμε ήταν πάρα πολύ ευχαριστώ, περάσαμε θαυμάσια και ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ την ομάδα του Hellenic TV για την έτσι πολύ στενή συνεργασία. Περάσαμε θαυμάσια και είδατε ότι ευχαριστηθήκαμε, διασκεδάσαμε τα σαλιγκάρια, τους καραόλους. Λοιπόν, και γυρίσαμε πίσω στο στούντιο. Τι να πούμε άλλο, να πούμε ευχαριστώ στον George Grant που μας έδωσε την ευκαιρία και την ομάδα του να περάσουμε αυτή την ευχάριστη, έτσι μπορώ να πω, μικροπεριπέτεια. Ήταν πάρα πολύ ωραία εκεί, περάσαμε θαυμάσια, διασκεδάσαμε, ήπιαμε και το κρασάκι μας. Λοιπόν, στην υγεία σας και την ερχόμενη εβδομάδα κάτι άλλο. Μέχρι τότε να είστε καλά, να είστε προσεκτικοί, να αγαπάτε αλλήλους. Να μην ξεχάσω να ευχαριστήσω και το χορηγό μας, τον κύριο Μελή Ούρη και την ομάδα του, την οικογένειά του και τους δύο οίκους ευγυρίας, Αναστάσια Λότς και Autumn Gardens και όλο το προσωπικό, και θα τα πούμε και πάλι σύντομα. Να είστε καλά, καλό σας βράδυ.